At Echoes of Mercy, we are back with another session of discussion. We want to thank you, our viewers, our subscribers, and we want to encourage you to continue call friends and the family members to come in this group of discussion that we may share knowledge and wisdom of how to raise our next generation to come. Those are our children. How can we motivate, build resilience and self-esteem to these children? And with me on the panel, I have my fellow panelists at my far right. That is Mr. Sylvia Vincent, our career guidance officer, a motivator, humanitarian, and a counselor. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Next one, Ruth Susan. She's a counselor in the field of counseling children and young adults within the field. I think it has been like 8 years, over 8 years. And here with me on my next right is Nathamia Hosbert, a counselor who has been in the field for over 10 years. I think I'm right.
Yeah,
okay.
Thank you.
Welcome, counselors. How possible can we build, motivate, build our children esteem so that they can see how they can move on in this life how can they navigate the life along as they grow? And with it, I'm posing a question. Do we understand what resilience is? Ruth, can you explain to us what comes up with the resilience? What do we mean in this life of these children? If we are saying we have to motivate, build the resilience and the self-esteem, what do we talk about resilience? Ruth, thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Lutetia. Before we go ahead, I think we should first define what resilience means. Resilience is the ability for a child to cope up with the situation. Let's specifically put a bad situation. That bad situation, how does a child cope up and bounce back to live a life that he or she has been living? That is the first thing. We first have to understand what it means. Then when we get to know, let's give an example. Things have become so hard for a parent, and they have to shift situation, or they have to change the situation. A parent has lost money. A parent is not living a life that the children were used to, and has lost a job, for example. So they have to change to a school, or change a different school. Maybe he has been in Amagunga, and they have to take them to some school, some moderate school that the parent can afford. So to help this child keep the resilience, we have to see that they participate. We talk to them. We talk to them about the current situation, what we are facing as a family. So after talking to them about that situation, now a child can be now taken to a different school. So a child develop that resilience, knowing that I'm just here for a meantime. Perseverance and says, okay, let me just be here for a meantime. Then with time, I know my parents are going to get money, or life is going to change, and they go to a different what? They change them to a different one, better school. So even in that situation, in that school, a child will be able to have that self-esteem. A child will be able to have confidence. Knowing that because they're already aware of what is happening, they're not enclosed. But a situation whereby you just change the child to school, you have not talked to them, you have not guided them, you have not directed them, the child gets a breakdown. Sometimes and almost all the time affects them.
For sure, what you're talking about, I'm trying to understand it and process it. You see, us as adults, there's no way to process this information. Oh, when issues happen around us, we have a lot of, we think around options here and there, and in most cases we forget these children, yet they are also passing through the same phase with us, though for them they might not speak up, but you give them, you can attend to them so that they can also process that information with you, so that they can see how they can fit in. Now, like if I can bring you husband, what do we look at if we are to build these children's esteem to stand and see how they can move along all these waves in this life? What do we consider most? What should we consider most?
Thank you so much, Madam Ritesha, and our viewers, plus my fellow panel members. Now, if we are to build children's esteem, it comes right away from home. It has to come from the parents, because parents have to involve them. For example, we are looking at, for example, issues of clothing, but before that, maybe I could first define it. Children's participation is whereby parents involve their children in, we could say, home activities. It could be also school, but specifically now we are talking about home. Now, if a parent involves a child in most of the activities at home, then children will feel comfortable and they will always be confident. Now, children's participation has to be guided by a parent, because we are sure that even when we were still young children, we used to fantasize. So it is not that every other time the child says, let this be done, the parent will have to okay it. No, it has to be guided, and there must be reasons. For example, if a child says, let this be done, and you as a parent thinks that can't be done, there could be a reason, valid reason. For example, I might want to stay in a house which has a swimming pool, and maybe the financial condition of my parent might not allow. Even when my parent wants it, but she will explain that it cannot be done because we are limited by resources. It could also be a school. I might want to be in a school which is posh, maybe they pay a lot of money, yet my parent can't afford it. So what does my parent have to say? The parent will call me and say, you see, I would have loved to take you to this specific school of your choice, but given the financial situation, I might not be able. So let's keep working hard. Maybe if funds allow, you'll be taken to that school. And that will always encourage me. It will build my self-esteem as a child. Thank you.
So in short terms, you're saying children should be given a platform. Let our children be given a platform if they have to participate and build their self-esteem. That's what I'm trying to think about. That's what I'm trying to see. Because you see, most times these children, they are left behind. And when we are saying that let them participate, let them be given this platform to participate in decision making, we are talking like on things like as hard as possible. We are not saying like a child can never make a decision in a home you are going to set up or a school you are going to select. But when you are saying like, if I'm transferring to a new school, can I resonate with this child? Am I understood well?
Yes.
Yeah, we resonate with this child so that he can know that yes, you are being changed from this school to another school, but the reason why we are changing you, this school is better, or our finances have gone down that we need you to change it to a school where we can manage to pay his school fees in any condition, so that this child can get to understand. Maybe we are taking you, we are shifting with you. My parent has been given what? A transfer, so that this child gets more involved. Not so with you, Vincent.
Yeah, it is really nice, and I'm following up. Thank you, Natasha, and our viewers. I'll give a scenario of a parent having a child in a good school. Currently, on social media, we have witnessed a situation of a prom party, and these have really catched every parent's attention, where we see these children being given opportunity to enjoy their prom in a very expensive way. A child hiring a chopper helicopter to go to prom. This is something good for us as parents, but in another way, it is another form of what we are really building in our children. As esteem and what we are talking about, we should show these children really the negative and the positive about these things we are trying to picture in their lives. As a parent, I think we can train these children where the money comes from. We show them where the money comes from.
Saving mechanisms.
Yes. Yeah, we train them.
You want
this
a
way.
prom of this? How much
How much can you save that? You have a plan.
So that
as a
I can
parent.
top up.
You have a plan as a parent and your child. You see, you'll be having a prom at the end of year. How much are you saving? Because I'm putting in an effort as a parent. I'm really having responsibilities, but it's also your entitlement. You have to go to prom. But how are you going to go? And if I fail to provide that chopper, how will you attend and have fun? So as a child, this is the way I'm seeing we are bringing these discussions on board to show the parents who are our viewers what really you can do, what is your role, and the children who are viewing, because we know children, they are exposed these days. They are also having access to this, so you should know what you should expect, what are your expectations should be as a child. So I'm seeing this discussion is so important.
I understand. Thank you very much. You see, however much, but we are saying let a child be a what? A child. You get it? Eh? In most cases, these things we are discussing them not in a bad way, but we want, as my child, who is in another school, a government school, let's say, is admiring a child of a prom with a Benz. Yet me, when I'm going to visit my child on a video, I go with the border. Because I'm a public servant, maybe, we want to range everything at a level which is moderate, a moderate income earner. And we are considering public servants. Because if you can see like the commissioners, how much they earn as a public servant, and we are considering, in most cases, the public servants, let us say, like the many people we have in this country serving our country, our nation. We consider teachers, we consider health workers, we consider security officers. These are some Ugandans who are very patriotic about our country, who are serving our country, and they have children. They've brought children to this nation. But these children are in the same field with other people's children, maybe who are more privileged, have different things. Yes, that's why they are different things, they are different schools. Yes, I may take my child to a school of a low income earner, but does it mean my child will not admire what he has seen in another school?
This is why we're even talking about children's resilience. Because just like you've mentioned, we do not all come from well-to-do families. And what happens to a child? For example, the other one's grown, the parent came in a Benz, the other one came in a chopper. Now for you, you hardly have pocket money to take to school. How do you cope up in that situation? And that is why, as counsellors, we are involved in this situation, because there are children who even perform poorly in class simply because his or her fellow classmate or schoolmate was visited in a chopper or is given everything which the other from a low-income family doesn't have. So that is why we're talking about resilience. How do you cope up?
Thank you very much. Now, Ruth, before you come in, I'm sorry, as you're going to come in, I'm trying to process, which means as we are looking at resilience, we need a foundation where we build these children's, their esteem, where they stand up for their rights, but they know their minimal powers. You get it? That comes with a parent. Now, a parent you have to guide and limit.
Yes.
Isn't it?
True.
The problem nowadays, the parents, however much we are telling them to listen to their children, to give them a platform to participate. You get it? So that if it is a child as young, maybe it's 5 years, give a selection of clothes. You say, we are going to church. Which cloth would you feel like putting on? So that this child feels is more involved These are the same children who stand up for their rights. Remember, a child is being defiled, there is keeping quiet. A child, something bad is happening, is being tortured, is being bullied in a school, but because you as a parent, you have not built this child's esteem, cannot come to you and tell you that this is what is happening in my life. And in most cases, what I can share with you shortly, these children, it's not that they don't understand, even if it is a 2-year-old, even if it is a 5-year-old, even if it is a 15-year-old. They understand very well. But the level and the platform given to them to express themselves, it is limited in most cases. And most cases where we come up, we say that let the families listen to these children, let you parents, can you try to work and talk to the children? That's not what we are saying. What we are saying, you can still guide your child,